Hey everyone, it's Sky, and today I will be discussing this photo book by Daido Moriyama. He's a Japanese photographer who unfortunately has passed away, but spent his life doing street photography in black and white, sometimes color, as you'll see in the book. Moriyama was definitely one of the Japanese photographers who changed black and white street photography. Moriyama really went out of his way to show the difference between the traditional values of Tokyo, the eroticism, the beauty, the culture, and the changing ways of Tokyo during the time in the 80s. Moriyama was showing not only Japan post-war, but how it looked like through his eyes, through the emotions and feelings that he could see resonating in the city that he lived in. So without further ado, we're going to take a look at his book, and that way you guys can see for yourself how amazing this photographer is. The first photo that I wanted to show to you guys is this photo of two hands with lace all over them. I love this photo. I'm a big texture person, and especially on this type of paper, which I'm not really sure what type of paper it is, but it gives it more of a silver metallic-y feel, and it kind of looks like it was drawn on in pencil. The all over lace, it looks like the lace is honestly on their skin, which is honestly really strange. Like, are the mannequins made of lace? Are these real people? How do we know? But I like that the pattern continues not only from their hands, but all over their outfits. You can even see it if you look really closely into the back here. I just love the detail in this photo. I think that it's a very interesting photo. This photo is very close. We don't know who these people are. We don't even know what they do. How old are they? But this definitely is an interesting photo, and I think it leads to more questions than answers. So this photo, I don't know why, but every single time I look through this book, this photo I would always go back to. I'm very much a texture person, and that's the first thing that sticks out when I see these photos. I'm trying to see what the brand is. If you look closely, you can't really see, but you know it's a natural fit. But yeah, it looks like a pair of dark denim jeans just laying on a couch. Maybe someone's getting ready to go out. Maybe these were pants he was planning on wearing to an important event. It's a really deep and close shot. I wonder why it's paired up with this one. But I think honestly, it goes really well. You have a lot going on in this scene, but this one happens to be a lot more simple, which I personally really enjoy. Okay, another photo that I really love from this book is this one. It reminds me of a movie that I watched right before I moved to Georgia for school. I forget the name of it. I think it was like The Iron Man or something. It was this really freaky, scary movie. That movie takes place somewhat around the time that he took these photos. Don't hold on too close to that. I could be wrong. But yeah, I love everything about this. The cracking in the face, like, I think the cracking in the face could be some sort of symbolism of a broken man. I don't know. It could also just mean the poster is, you know, funky looking and, you know, warped. You can tell it's from a poster. Something that I really noticed from Moriyama is humans aren't really necessarily the subject of his photo directly in any sort of way. Like, a lot of them are pictures of posters of people already being photographed. It's like through, in a sense, a third person perspective, like a photograph of a photograph. I know what this could be a poster for. I'm not really sure. Maybe a movie or show coming out at the time. I don't know what it would be for. It's not like they're selling any sort of product, maybe, unless it's the cigars. Regardless, it's a very striking photo, especially, like I said, I think he does a really good job of where the photos are placed, because it's a simple, quiet photo and then a photo that is really intricate, almost not necessarily loud, but it's there and it's punchy and you can really feel it when you look at it. Okay, another photo I really like is this one. It kind of reminds me of organs, but obviously it's not. I think this is a tree covered with a bunch of vines. I'm not really sure what this is, but you can see like the gravel and all the vines leading up it. But when I first saw it, it kind of just reminded me of an organ or something just being restricted. I don't know if you guys can kind of tell what I'm seeing here, but I don't know what kind of paper this is. You can see like just all the ridges and all the textures of everything. The light is hitting the tree very beautifully. Whatever film stock that he was using and the punchiness of it is honestly really just beautiful. You get a mixture of earthy nature, like you get a mixture of nature, but you're also curious as to what the industrial part of it is. It's very telling. He has an eye for capturing things that you would normally walk past and not really think about, but the way he captures them just really makes you stop and think to wonder about these things. Another really beautiful photo in here is this one of this pig. It just kind of sort of reminds me of all the books I would read growing up during school. I don't know how to describe this without this sounding really weird, but like a lot of the war books like Animal Farm and things like that. I don't know. This photo gives me Animal Farm or Charlotte's Web. Those are two very, I don't know. Those are the two things I gravitate towards when I see this photo. I don't know if it's necessarily because it's a pig. I think this photo just gives me an eeriness, the vibes that it would be the cover of the book Animal Farm. And I don't know how to describe that. I couldn't tell you why. Yes, it's a pig, but I just simply don't think that's the only reason why I think that. The graininess and the black and white of this adds an eeriness to it that I really enjoy. You can see a lot of textures and how the highlights aren't blown out in the post-production of like, you know, going through the darkroom and everything. You can even see the flies on the pig. I wonder what kind of camera or lens that he was using at the time. I tried to look that up at some point, but I think it was like a compact camera, but I forgot which kind. But yeah, it's a very detailed photo, a very detailed photo.